Good morning and welcome to Find Your Place at 30 Crossing. Please welcome to the stage the Mayor of Little Rock and our MC for the morning, Frank Scott Jr.
If anybody's wondering why they're laughing, this is probably the first time they see me without a tie. Good morning, Little Rock. Today is indeed a special moment in Arkansas State Capital City. But it starts because of the words teamwork. And so as we begin this day and this milestone, it is my pleasure to introduce Governor Sarah Huckabee Sanders, if she'll come. And as you'll soon find out, one of the most important persons in Little Rock right now is Tom Taylor of Bezos Earth Fund. Let's give him up. As we talk about partnership and public-private partnerships, the Little Rock Chamber plays a major role. It's my honor to introduce my dear friend, Ruth Whitney. Today's partnership is about public-private partnerships and philanthropic partnerships, but it's also about the ability for state, local, and federal government to be true partners together. Let's bring on Congressman French Hill. In 2016, 2015, around that period of time, there was a contentious debate at the Clinton Center. Arkansas Department of Transportation and many different individuals were talking about this 30 crossing expansion and what it would do for our city from a traffic perspective. However, RDOT, in their true fashion, not only are they great engineers, they understand that you must listen to the people. And I can tell you as a former highway commissioner, myself and Jay Cheshire and many other individuals, Grant Tennille, we all, and Jerry Holder, and Kelly Wiley, and Benjamin Browning, and so many different secretaries, a part of the Arkansas Department of Transportation and Highway Commission, we stood front and center in front of hundreds of individuals, and we told them this was going to be more than just moving traffic, that we would have the opportunity, because we listened to them, that we would create an active and urban green space that would truly reconnect neighborhoods and ensure that we focus on quality and life and place from a transportation perspective. Today is about shared vision and partnership. It's about understanding that the City of Little Rock Board of Directors are working with Arkansas Department of Transportation. We're working with our governor and our federal delegation each and every day to unite, grow, and transform our city. And today we stand at the precipice, Providence even, that we have a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to focus on 30 Crossing Park. And so it's my honor to now introduce the governor of our great state, Sarah Huckabee Sanders.
Good morning. Thank you, Mayor Scott, for the kind introduction and for the great partnership and leadership that you have brought to this project and so many other things across our capital city. It's also great to be here with Congressman French Hill, who is doing a remarkable job representing the state of Arkansas, as well as the 2nd District, and who has been instrumental in helping on this. Ruth Whitney, thank you for all of your work in the Little Rock Chamber. We know that what this represents, and I think what you can see on the stage, is how it's supposed to work. People from the city, from the state, from the federal delegation, from the private industry coming together and working in partnership. And that's why today is such an exciting event. I also want to give a huge Arkansas welcome to our special guest and the one who made today's event possible, Tom Taylor. Please give him a great Arkansas welcome. Before Tom became the president at Bezos Earth Fund, he spent 22 years at Amazon. His biggest accomplishment is something I think most everybody here is familiar with. He was actually the brains behind Alexa. Tom, I have to say, when our family got our first Alexa, my youngest, who was 3 at the time, figured out if he kept yelling Batman over and over and over again, Batman toys would arrive at our house. We received not 1, but 2 expensive Batman collector's figures as a result. But because of today's announcement, I'm going to forgive you and look past that, since I think you're more than making up for it. We are so thrilled to have you here in Little Rock, and we are incredibly grateful that Little Rock and the I-30 Crossing Project were selected as one of this year's Greening America Cities grantees. When my dad was governor, he, like I, have made expanding outdoor recreation around our city and our state a priority. He launched something called the Hooked on Fishing program to help kids stay out of trouble by offering them fishing as an alternative. They stocked ponds all across the state and kicked off the initiative by the pond at War Memorial here in Little Rock. As my dad was wrapping up the news conference, a young boy who'd been playing in the park nearby came up to him and asked, "Who can fish in the pond?" My dad said, "You can. It's open to everybody." So the kid ran over to a nearby bamboo grove, pulled up the chute to use for a rod, and strung his shoelace to the end of the line. The Hooked on Fishing program was giving away free lures. So he took one of them, used it, and started fishing right away. The CEO of Outside Magazine recently shared an alarming statistic. The average prison inmate now spends more time outside than the average American kid. Today, too many of our kids are hooked on screens instead of being hooked on fishing, hunting, riding their bikes, and getting to experience a normal, healthy childhood outside. We all know the consequences: skyrocketing rates of anxiety, depression among our young people. And the Bezos Earth Fund is taking on that problem head on. What they're hoping to build right here with the help of city leaders is a destination park right in the heart of our state's largest city. Thanks to changes at the I-30 overpass, we have a once-in-a-generation opportunity to build something really special. And I'm thrilled that the community has decided to work on building a park, not just something its neighbors, but something everyone in Central Arkansas and around the state can enjoy. That pairs well with my administration's priorities of investing in our state park system and getting more kids off screens and outdoors. Earlier this year, we announced the Maumelle Pinnacles Master Plan, a landmark effort to invest in and connect Central Arkansas's keystone outdoor recreation areas. The project stretches from here in downtown Little Rock all the way out to Lake Maumelle. 24,000 acres of trails, access points, and outdoor experiences. It protects our great outdoor spaces, invests in outdoor recreation, and puts the opportunity to hike, bike, fish, and more right in everyone's backyard. I want to again thank Tom and the Bezos Earth Fund for contributing to that effort, and to all of our city and state leaders for their work and for their partnership. Together, we will make Little Rock and all of Arkansas the best place in America to live, to work, and to raise a family. Thank you so much for being here today.
Before we make the next announcement, as we talk about this partnership, the individuals you see on this dais, it shows that demonstration, but we want to shout out some individuals who may not be known at this point as it relates to this project, because they truly were the hands and feet of this project. First and foremost, I just want to ask that all members of the City of Little Rock Board of Directors just raise their hand or stand up, please, and give them a round of applause. Secretary Wiley and all the leadership team of Arkansas Department of Transportation, as well as commissioners, our highway commissioners are here with us today. I believe Commissioner Camille and Philip Taldo are here as well. Let's give them a round of applause. All the commissioners, I didn't see, got some other ones right here as well. And then lastly, as we talk through this, there were individuals, Jack Thomas and Diana with Bezos Earth Fund, alongside Leland Couch and many different other individuals, Susan Grubmeyer, there was a whole team of individuals that really made this come to fruition. I just want to uplift their names. If they're all here today, just raise your hands so we give you all a round of applause. As well as Jay Cheshire. That being said, today doesn't happen without the philanthropic dollars of the Bezos Earth Fund. We treated this opportunity like an economic development project because it is. And so we are very grateful that they've decided to make this significant investment, a once-in-a-lifetime investment for a city, to truly reconnect our areas. And so on behalf of the city of Little Rock, we are grateful to Tom Taylor and his entire team at the Bezos Earth Fund, as well as clearly Jeff and Laura Bezos, as we are ready to now announce Mr. Tom Taylor.
Thank you, Mayor Scott and Governor Sanders, and for everyone here today for hosting the Bezos Earth Fund for the Greening America Cities kickoff. I did not realize I needed to start my remarks by first apologizing to the mayor. I'm the one who tricked him into not wearing a tie. I didn't know the weather was going to be this nice, and I also need to apologize to you, Governor, but I'm really glad they got all those bat toys. Anyway, you know, it's truly great to be in Little Rock in celebrating what will soon be an incredible new space for this community. Jeff and Lauren started the Bezos Earth Fund 6 years ago with a reminder that society is better off in every single way than it was 100 years ago. It's better in health, and in education, and in prosperity. It's in every way except for nature. Nature continues to be under threat. Now, you might read about Jeff mostly about space exploration, but he's been very clear. We've checked out all the other planets. This is the best one. Now, Jeff also reminded me, we checked them all out in this solar system, Tom. You need to be very specific about this. But this is the best one. And we need to take care of this planet. And we need to make sure that this is a planet we can live on and that we want to live on. That's a big vision. So let me bring it down to earth. That's my joke of the day. Thank you. I was fortunate to grow up in a small town and to have woods to play in near my house. You know, I used to sit in a tree house and read a book, go sledding in the winter, running around, just appreciating the colors of green. And everyone that I've talked to who cares about nature, they have a story like this. They have memories like this. And it doesn't matter if they were mountain biking or hunting, but they connected to the land and the community through their interaction with nature. And that's what today is about. This morning we announced we're committing to invest $100 million across 8 cities in the U.S. as part of our Greening America Cities program. And we're proud to work with the community of Little Rock to support the 30 Crossing projects, which is a $30 million investment. And as has been just said, with great partners from Mayor Scott, the City of Little Rock, the Little Rock Regional Chamber, the Arkansas Department of Transportation, Governor Sanders, State Department, Parks, Heritage, and Tourism, Congressman Hill, the entire federal delegation, in just a few years, where we are today, will be a place to make memories, a place where people can cool off on hot days, gather with neighbors, and be a beautiful new green landscape right here in the middle of Little Rock. We believe at the Bezos Earth Fund, we can create a world where there doesn't have to be trade-offs. People can live in a bustling city like this and still have open access to nature. And we believe that real change happens when people work together. Little Rock's a perfect example of what's possible when local and state government, and community leaders, and philanthropy join forces. We look at our role in helping to catalyze and exemplify what can be done, to show what's possible and help bring it to life. But we don't want efforts like this to stop here. We will hope that this inspires investment across the country, more collaboration, more projects in Arkansas and around the country. Because everyone deserves access to green space, a little bit of shade. It's a fundamental part of a healthy, vibrant community. So thank you again. Here in Little Rock and State Arkansas, your leadership and your vision to help make this happen. We're excited to be part of this, and we can't wait to see this space come to life. Thank you.
Thank you again, Tom. I just can't tell you how much that $30 million means to the city of Little Rock and the state of Arkansas. We are deeply grateful. As we continue to talk about the P4, the Public-Private Philanthropic Partnership, a great partner in the city of Little Rock, when you think about us being number 2 in economic growth, when you compare ourselves to peer cities and other state capitals across these United States, a key indicator is because of the leadership of the Little Rock Chamber of Commerce and our strategic partnership that they have with the City of Little Rock Board of Directors and myself, led by Jay Cheshire. And we are grateful today also to have one of the fearless leaders of the economic development opportunities that we see in this state and this city, the chairperson now of the Little Rock Chamber Board of Directors, my dear friend, Ruth Whitney.
Good morning. There's an old rule in economic development that used to govern how cities competed. Build the infrastructure for business, and people will follow. For decades, cities laid concrete, built industrial parks, and expected the workforce simply to move where the jobs were. But today, the rules of the game, it's not a reflection of my strength. But today, the rules of the game have completely flipped. In the modern economy, jobs follow talent. And talent? Well, talent chooses cities based on quality of place. Today's top professionals, entrepreneurs, and innovators aren't looking for just a paycheck. They're looking at a community. They're asking, where can I walk? Where can I connect? Where can I experience nature, culture, and community right outside my door or right in front of my workplace? That's exactly why 30 Crossing Park isn't just a Parks and Rec project. It's a flagship economic development project. Think about what we're doing here. We're taking 20 acres of land right in the heart of the river market, land that for decades was defined by concrete, noise, and off-ramps of a highway, and we are reclaiming it for the city and the people of Little Rock. Through a visionary master plan, we're stitching our urban fabric back together. We're connecting our cultural icons like the Clinton Presidential Library and the Museum of Discovery into a seamless, vibrant civic greenway. And when complete, 30 Crossing will feature dynamic recreational landscapes, including an adventure playground, sports courts, a large event lawn, and native wetlands. It will be a national symbol of how a forward-thinking city can transform outdated highway infrastructure into a world-class destination. You know, when site selectors look at Little Rock and when high-growth tech companies look to invest, they look at a city's livability, and we are sending a clear message to the world. Little Rock is actively building the dynamic, inclusive urban environment that the modern workforce demands. 30 Crossing Park will be a signature destination. It will turn a blank, open space into a magnet for talent, a catalyst for local business, and a symbol of our capital city's soaring ambition. Let us continue to work together across public, private, and philanthropic sectors to turn this once-in-a-generation opportunity into our next great economic asset. As I close, I want to recognize the work of the Chamber's Economic Development Team, who took the lead in working with the Bezos Earth Fund, planning their visits, aligning stakeholders. They wrote the grant and created consensus with local, state, and federal partners along the way to make sure Little Rock capitalized on this opportunity. We extend our deepest gratitude to Jeff Bezos, Laura Sanchez Bezos, Tom Taylor, and the Bezos Earth Fund for this catalytic investment in 30 Crossing Park that will transform downtown Little Rock generations for years and years to come. Thank you very much.
We are so grateful in Arkansas that we have a grit and a grind mentality about ourselves. Tom, I think you already know, but Arkansas is somewhere around 3.3, 3.4 million people and population, Little Rock and this great state always punches above its weight. And the reason why is because we have great state, local, and federal partnerships and relationships. You're generally many times a phone call or two away getting something done in this entire state. I also want to take this time to recognize Senator John Boozman, who's done so much for the city of Little Rock as relates to federal opportunities alongside our entire delegation with Senator Cotton and Congressman Hill. That state-federal partnership is the reason why we are able to get things done as it relates to many different projects here in our city and across our state. With that being said, it's my honor to introduce Congressman French Hill.
Good morning, everybody. Tom, welcome to Arkansas. We know this won't be your last trip to America's most beautiful state. Governor Sanders, great to be with you. Mayor Scott, thank you for your leadership on this project so significantly. Ruth, thank you for your work at our chamber. But my word I think about today as I come to the podium is one word: gratitude. Because it's rare that people get to plant a tree and sit in its shade, as the old proverb says. But all of you here today are sitting in the shade, and we're extending that to a second generation. So we thank Daley Stodola that came before Scott. We thank Valines and Hyde and the work they've done in our county, our city council, Compuris, who said he wanted to make parks tougher and rougher so that kids could get outside and play. President Clinton and Mrs. Clinton and what they've built in their beautiful presidential library here, which anchors this end of town, which has produced billions in investment. Our Highway Commission that worked mightily to produce this $1.1 billion new bridge that facilitated us even being here today. That is an example of the private sector, public sector, local and federal coming together, and you'll see that again here. And for a kid who grew up playing in the Arkansas River like Stan Hastings and loved roaming the hills and roaming the trails, my dog and I are out in Austin Park. We appreciate the Parks Department improving Austin Park trails. Thank you all very much, City. But think about the kids of the future here. Think about the kids of the future here who will come here, and thank you for your commitment to Little Rock to make it a place of outdoor recreation excellence, connected with a place to learn, work, and live. That's the dream of our Central Arkansas area, and I think nothing emphasizes that or epitomizes it more than 30 Crossing. So to all who worked hard locally to achieve this big win with the Bezos Earth Fund, congratulations, thank you, and we look forward to its completion over the years ahead, and we will all sit in the shade of this great project. Thank you very much.
As we come to a close, I want everyone to take a moment to really think through what has just transpired. I think we all have had some type of relationship with Amazon in our lifetime by now, correct? But for a city like Little Rock and a state like Arkansas to be on the radar of Jeff Bezos and Lauren Sanchez Bezos and Tom Taylor, that's a big freaking deal. What I want us to understand that we are here at this opportunity because of preparation, because of teamwork, because that we truly understand the big picture. And the big picture means no matter if we agree on everything, we all agree on one Little Rock and one Arkansas. And that when the time comes, we all roll up our sleeves and ensure that we do what we got to do. That also means planning for the long run and having a downtown partnership that works with the city of Little Rock to create a master plan for its downtown that has never happened before in anybody's lifetime. That's preparation. And it's teamwork that where you have a governor and a mayor and a highway commission and Arkansas Department of Transportation and a federal delegation that works each and every day to figure out how we get to yes and how we create more opportunities for the city of Little Rock. and how we have a Chamber of Commerce that is the fuel to our economic engine to ensure that when we get on the radar of someone like Bezos Earth Fund, that we don't screw it up. And when we have that opportunity, that preparation meets opportunity, it creates this divine providence. And so if you've ever read Ezekiel 36, somewhere around verse 11, it talks about a time where you needed to do some new things. And it says that you can be better than your beginnings. To be better than your beginnings, you have to have preparation, you have to have collaboration, you have to have teamwork, but you have to have a vision. And in that shared vision brings this reality. So we are so grateful for the $30 million. It is a big freaking deal. It's going to help us transform this city, transition this city, and turn us to a new future. On behalf of the city of Little Rock, we say thank you to all. Let's go get it done.